If you don't understand how ESG operates in practice, you will struggle the moment you try to use it. Now that you understand everything, here's how ESG actually operates in real life. This is the point where most people pause and realize something important. This is not simple. Because ESG is not just about providing help, it's about providing help within a structured, regulated system. So let's walk through what actually has to happen. Every single person you serve must first be verified as homeless, not assumed, not based on appearance, not based on need alone, verified. That means their living situation must meet the federal definition of homelessness. Then they must be assessed for eligibility. This is not optional. You are required to determine what category they fall into, what services they qualify for, and what level of assistance is appropriate. And then, everything must be documented properly. This follows federal regulations like 24 CFR 576. So at this point, you're already dealing with verification, assessment, and documentation. And that's just the beginning. Once someone is served, every client must be entered into HMIS, the Homeless Management Information System. This is where all data is tracked. Every service you provide must be recorded. Every activity must be documented. Who you served, what you provided, when it happened, and what the outcome was. Because ESG is not just about action, it is about accountability. Now let's go a step further. Your program itself must be structured correctly. You are required to have written policies for admission, how people enter your program; referral, how they are sent to you; discharge, how they exit your program; prioritization, who gets served first; and safety procedures, especially for vulnerable populations. These are not suggestions, these are expectations. Because ESG programs must operate consistently, not randomly. Now here's a critical detail that many people overlook. If your program serves both eligible and ineligible individuals, you cannot treat all costs the same. You must allocate costs proportionally. That means you must clearly separate what portion of your services applies to eligible individuals and what portion does not. You cannot mix everything together and assume it all qualifies. Everything must be justified. Every dollar, every service, every activity. And this is where people begin to understand the reality. Using ESG is not just about having a space. It's not just about wanting to help. It's about operating within a system that requires structure, compliance, documentation, and alignment with your local continuum of care. Because the COC is what connects everything: referrals, prioritization, and placement. And if you're not aligned with that system, you're not fully operating within ESG. So what does this mean for you? It means you have to build with this in mind from the very beginning, not later, not after you start, from the start. Because if you build first and try to align later, you will run into problems. But if you build with the system in mind, everything flows more smoothly. And that's the difference between struggling and operating effectively. If you don't understand how ESG operates in practice, you will struggle the moment you try to use it.